Take away.
Live. Good afternoon, everyone. Welcome to another episode of Together We Rise, Building our Nation. And as you know, tonight we have a special guest on board, one who does not need any introduction. To say this man is intelligent or educated would definitely be an understatement. The man is a genius in himself, especially when it comes to the music industry. You know, I must say that it takes a lot for somebody to impress me. You know, and with this man, he had caught my attention over the couple of years that basically interacting with him. Even though he's from my community, never get to interact that much. But lately, I have been following this man, and the work that he have done have definitely caught my attention. And I must say what he have done in the last couple of years, even within the pandemic. You know, the last event, Jamaica Poetry Festival, the man, the promoter, the director, he was everything. And I tell you, he had stunned corporate Jamaica in that people that he was able to bring on board. You know, it was just amazing. You know, for individual to bring such act to Jamaica and the greater world. The man was able to bring man like Alexander, Kit Marley. And I'm going to let him tell you the rest, but I said he needs no introduction. So tonight, just welcome Yasus Afari. Welcome to Together We Rise.
Yes, my brother, give thanks. And happy Earth Day. And not just an Earth Day, but Earth Life to you. More prosperity to you and your wife and children and family and the extended community. And it is a pleasure and indeed an honor to share this day and this occasion with I. So obviously you show some significance to what you are doing and what we are doing together, so that we both take time out to focus. So we don't take that for granted. We give thanks and give thanks to the Most High for life and for guiding us from that time till this time. And you just alluded to the 12th annual Jamaica Poetry Festival, which we staged at the AC Marriott Hotel in Kingston on the 14th of August. And we were honored and privileged to have presented Monty Alexander, who we gave an award of honor, as well as Marjorie Wiley, who was our Lifetime Achievement Awardee, as well as Skip Marley, who was the ambassador for Jamaica Poetry Festival 2022. We also brought on board Professor Mervyn Morris, Dr. Michael Abrahams, the Parliamentary Poet and Poet Laureate of Canada, George Eliot Clark, some of the younger people like Kai Faulkner, Samaya Banton, Simone Absalom Gill, and people like the percussion maestro of movie and Edna Manley fame, Calvin Mitchell. We also brought a young 9-year-old from Canada called Yasmin Headley. We call her Jazzy J affectionately. She's doing exceptionally well. She's in a movie. She has a song with Bounty Killer on her EP. All kind of good things. She's going constantly virtual on TikTok for positive, clean, uplifting and inspirational messages and contribution. We also had Mark Stevenson, as well as whom I left out now, Ebony Payne from the United States of America, as well as a deaf poet, and we also had deaf interpreters to facilitate and empower the deaf community. We had a creative arts workshop 10 a.m. in the morning until 2 p.m. and that started on time and was exceptionally well attended, well delivered. We had a art and craft display. It started at 2, and that was again exceptionally well attended, and the presentations were exceptional. Ray Simit, Delroy Millwood, Alethea Robertson, among a few others. I might be missing a few names, but no disrespect. A Professor Clinton Hunton, among others. And then we had a dinner, which we started seating at 4:30. And so the dinner started shortly after seating, and we were over by 6:30, and had a turnaround time of half hour. And the event started at 7 and finished on time at close to 10. And so we were able to give the deaf community 100% of the proceeds of the dinner, and we were able to have the interpreters interpreting for the convenience and empowerment of the deaf community, and by extension the wider disability community. And we were able to do this courtesy of a range of sponsors. We had up to 25 sponsors, and we could not have done it without them. AC Marriott was a principal sponsor as well as Sanders, Jamaica National, JPS, Jamaica Tourist Board, Tourism Enhancement Fund, VW Investment, Cambio, Sanders itself, Together We Rise Building Our Nation, Reggae Around the World, Digicel, Observer, Art of Life Magazine, Tough Gang International, Bob Marley Museum, Monographic Printers, Images from New York, Learning Links International from Australia, Love Star Music from New York, TCF Holdings, that they are responsible for exceptionally good housing development in St. Thomas, called in South Coast Beach Club, and quite a range of other people. Jazzy J Foundation also supported us outside of our performance as well. And so it was really a genuine community effort, drawing people from all walks of life, from across corporate Jamaica, the cultural community, the grassroots community, the intellectual community, academia, intelligentsia, the echelons of the society. So it was really a real plural effort for a plural country in celebration of our 60th year of independence. Though I often said and contend that we are independent dancing after 60 years, because the head of state is still someone who is sitting at the head of an institution that was responsible for our genocide. Nevertheless, it shows our benevolence and almost humane naivety and downright ignorance, if the truth is to be told. However, that is the reality of our schizophrenic society. So we still have a long way to go, even though we are coming a long way. And we don't want to be judgmental. We just want to do the best in our ability and best in our capability, and make the best of what we have, and to set a good example that can inspire and empower our generation, the generations unborn.
Well, yes, sir. Just want the people to know that, you know, you have been on this program more than once. And it's for a reason that we brought you on. You're always a man who serving and serving the greater world on a whole. You know, I love what you're doing. And I think the people love what Yasus is doing. You know, so we basically get a little background on your upbringing and your lifestyle and liberty. But what I know corporate Jamaica and the greater world would want to know is how one man is able to connect in such a way. It's like you have a special gift in terms of connect, reaching out across, you know, and getting some high ticket, you know. I'm talking people who have great stature. Could you tell us that part about Yasus that we may not know? Panic with it.
You know, say kind of almost, we give thanks to brother, and what you're saying is true, you know, but you know, say, it's not even rocket science, because one thing when me learn, as you know my mother quite well, and you know, so we born in a little one-room mud house, walk 6 miles, go school, look rabbit feeding, hog feeding, goat feeding, get water upon head, kitchen, butchery, latrine, the whole thing there, but we never really live like we're poor. And we never use poverty as an excuse for disrespect or for criminality or for social delinquency. And so I think that maybe whatever attributes and accolades I'm given must be within the context of that humble beginning. My mother is a market woman but has the dignity of a regal, righteous queen. So we benefited from that, and the community, it takes a village to raise a child, especially when we were growing up. That was in evidence. It was really a community effort. And so Mrs. Alga McDonald inspired me to write and celebrate my first poem, and she said, this is a very good poem, you must continue writing. So right then and there at the St. Elizabeth Technical High School, I was a recipient of positive reinforcement. So that kind of, too much is given, much is required. And so that kind of, inspired me to want to do something to make myself a worthwhile citizen, to make my mother proud, to make people who support us feel good, and people who don't support us feel ashamed of the lack of support, but nevertheless not in a confrontational or hostile or resentful way. So we lead and teach by example, my brother. And so what we learned from early coming through those development and had to really struggle and hold our heads up, really is that integrity in a sell a supermarket. And it not sell a corner shop, and it not sell a Coronation and Crossroad Market. And you can't get it on the street. You can't go to the bank and take out a loan to buy something like that. So that means something. It's intangible, but it is maybe more significant than the tangibles. And so we always try to be consistent. We always try to retain with dignity and integrity. We always try to be open and transparent. We always try to do what we say we are going to do, and if we fail, we acknowledge and humble ourselves and we are sorry and try better the next time around. So I think that people, because remember, I'm not just coming out. I've been around and I've been consistent, and so people observe that, even when you think they don't. And we have learned this lesson from earlier as well. And so we know, say, integrity, we have to measure integrity, is how you behave when no one is seeing you, no one is hearing you, when no one knows. And so, because you know, your conscience know, and the Almighty God know. So it's almost, living with a sense of purpose, because we think that we answer to a calling. We think we have fulfilled a purpose that we were created and sent to do. You don't have to be religious. It just means even in your house, every piece of furniture has a purpose. And so we are more than furniture. And so even in this life and this humanity, we all have a purpose, and we have to serve that purpose. So if you're a garbage collector, you just try to be the best garbage collector that you can be. That means when you take up the people drum or whatever, you empty it, but I left it in the middle of the road or in the middle of them driveway. You put it back where you find it. And if you have anything spill on the road, you don't behave like the garbage where you pick up. You show some integrity, and you leave the people them get clean. So listen, the doctor in my book, the doctor is not above the garbage man, because if the garbage man refuses to do the work, then the doctor him become a garbage man or suffer the consequences. So why I think with corporate Jamaica, my brethren, we have gone to them several times. We have given them more than the money is worth. They have said that to us repeatedly. They have said we spent their money 10 times in some cases. And I can call names and companies too who said this. Spend their money 10 times better than they could have. And we have always gone beyond the call of duty to give them more than they bargained for. People take note of these things, my brother. Because them not pick up money a road or pick it up off a tree. So, and even if they pick up off a tree, it takes some amount of effort to even harness it. So people look what you are doing with what you are doing. And them still look on, they don't want to associate with somebody who would bring the brand and the company into disrepute. And we have consistently tried to honor the integrity and the dignity and the standing and status of the people who we partner with. They are more than sponsors for us, they are our partners. And we listen to them, and they listen to us. And we talk to them, and they talk to us. We go to the marketplace early as well. This is something that they have admired about us. And I've said that openly and publicly and privately. And so these are some of the things. And so we start our event on time. For example, Jamaica Poetry Festival in its 12th year has never started late.
Wow.
And when, listen, we know when this came home to me, my brother. In 2018, I was invited to the Canadian High Commission by the then Ambassador Laurie Peters, who was here in Jamaica for about a year. I remember, let's give you a little incidental. People ask my friend, them, I say, yo, how you supposed to make them link them, man? The people, them laugh, and I say, they would know, say, the High Commissioner tracked me down through the Ministry of Foreign Affairs. Why? They heard about what we were doing. And they heard, and when I put the story short, when we went to the embassy for the meeting, When we were seated, one of the first things that Ambassador Laurie Peter said to me, we have heard that your event has never started late. And for us as a Canadian who pride ourselves on punctuality, and we know you Jamaicans are a little bit laid back, she never said quite in those words, that's what she was insinuating. That is a huge deal for us. And when they partnered with us, listen, I wouldn't even tell you some of the stuff for themselves. Yeah, I mean, they never stop singing with praises. Them said the only fault in finding the event, we should be in an air-conditioned theater with seats and cushions and carpet and and more like a red carpet. And so what we were able to do with the little that we had, as Miss Lou Picking, turn your hand, make fashion, one cocoa full basket. You know, a little that you have, you make the best of it, and if you are faithful over a little, then your resources will grow. And so these are some of the things we practice in our own humble little limited way, my brother. And let me tell you, finally, how we know again that this is important. I won't go into too much of the detail because AC Marriott isn't here and I don't know if they want them business broadcast. However, AC Marriott gave us a deal that we were shocked. AC has a reputation, it's expensive, it's high-ended. You know, we are humble grassroots youth. We're not frightened or afraid of nothing still, you know. Because we rub shoulders with kings and queens and all with integrity and with dignity and with majesty. However, we know, you know, these people are multinational, global brand with a certain billions of investment. And so we know they handle the product and the brand carefully. And they gave us a deal that we were really, I said, why would we deserve such an honor? They said, Yasus, we have noticed you. And you have been at this for a long time. And we admire what you do. And we feel comfortable. As a matter of fact, we are honored to align our brand with your brand. He says, I like you to come from Hamilton Town, my youth, you're born in a like a one-room thatch house, and we not pretend the thing, and we not go like a clown in the thing. That mean enough to me. We're not frightened still, you know. For house and car and money and them thing there, you know. But at the same time, people expend them energies to get them thing there. So we don't really take it for granted. So when a big entity like that, I mean, you know, Sanders and AC, it humble me and it empower me and it inspire me and it uplift me. And it make me want to make them know, say, yo, we don't make no mistake, you know. And the right thing on the do. And it's exactly how they felt. Let me give you, they know so much, you know. When the workshop was up and running, about 3 members of the management team were there. And they walked right up to me and said, Yasus Afari, wow, and walked away. They didn't have to say more. One of the management, senior management from Sanders, sent me a message and said, boom, with about 4 hours. He never have to say nothing further. You know what I mean?
Well, Yasus, I wasn't at the event. But just as you have been doing for the past couple of years during pandemic, virtual, I was able to watch and follow. And to not be there, I say, it really paid my heart that I wasn't there. Because just looking in the audience and seeing the quality of your audience and just the presentation on that particular day. When you say something, we are punching top notch. You know, we link it out of the park. You link it to a cricketer. Way over the boundary. You know. And I think everybody that attended would have been happy. You know, especially the cars. Because all of you have a deep cars. You know, you're always basically reaching out across. You know, the borders. And that is one thing that really, you know, connect me and you.
Yeah, my brother, I hear this now to be truthful to you. Sometimes when we do them things here, we don't really know how much it will affect people, you know. But after we do it on certain people, when them articulate, you see how them take careful note. It's like them watch you. This way I go to. But then if you do the wrong thing, they would have still call you out and tell I don't know. But when people will call you on the phone and send you a WhatsApp message and send you a text and send you an email and see you in the street or see you in the office and you say, why not? So you better note of that. Them say, yeah man, I mean them know everything and so maybe they might analyze you or watch you sure and then it's them duty to know if you're associated with something, if by sponsorship or endorsement or purchase a ticket or sponsor someone, then you have a duty really. And so they would have observed and them see. I mean, let me show you one example. I won't be long. We had a partnership with the Jamaica Cultural Development Commission for 9 consecutive years. And the executive director at the time was Mr. Delroy Gordon, rest him soul. And we had a thunderstorm during that time. And all the sponsors them, yes, so you have to postpone the show, you not postpone. And the people them bombard me till me nearly lose my cool. And I say, yo, I tell you them something, you know. I'm not religious necessarily. I mean, I'm spiritual, I know God and me think me a servant of the Almighty God, but I'm not necessarily religious. So I say, me convinced that God work me, you know. And it's God fall rain and flashlight in and thunder, you know. So if God want to wash out the event, me not no problem with that. You think if God don't want the event keep, me want it keep? And one of my brothers said, John, oh my youth, you know, so me check there different car. Enough man know that, Alright, shortly after that, the man said, boy, you're so supposed to look like you have to go post one. I said, brethren, relax, man. You give the milk and turn it over, because you just give me a strength a while ago. And now you come with a weakness again. And brother, ask any man, you know, we can call the name of the people who are on the show, but it no hide, is the inaugural staging. 6:45, the event has what I have to start 7. 6:45 is like the rain and lightning and thunder put on brakes and guys say, and stop. And it look like the people then they park out the Hope Road, you know. Because between, I don't think so still, you know, but I saw it appear. Because between 6:45 and 7, the amount of people will turn up in the place. Alright, listen this now. Me kind of marshal the forces because we need to start on time. And me you know, them know say me kind of really, me not afraid to do the work. You know. Any work, any of my work, I do me do it with them same way. So we all did make the thing happen. And you say when me see say it can start on time now, me tell the production manager say, over to you now, you know, bro. And me grab up my bag and I bolt to my vehicle. We go hold a fresh and come forward. The executive director was in the shadows of some trees that are executive director garden. And the man come out and they stand up in my way and shake me and I say, observe everything. Congratulations. And me run off and be there and come back. You see what I try to say to you? The man knows say him take a chance. He knows say no chance him take still, but it still could be seen as a chance based on, you know, kind of in private entities, the executive agency of government. And so, I mean, you know, there's a value to the stuff that they sponsor, so a government money. And then him now as a director, executive director of a government agency, you know, give him money where we are waste the government money and make the government look bad and make it, the JCDC look bad and make him look bad. So the man observe, I am duty to come and observe and see what happens. And when the man see the effort I put up, I couldn't do nothing wrong for him after that.
Well, over the years I guess a man really go hard, all out. You know, as we see the steps logo there on the back, work on integrity.
All right, sir.
I think that load when you see Yasus.
But beg you an opportunity now, my brother, sorry. You see that the man when name, you know, we have to talk about what we know. You see the principal name John Boggs Pattinger. You know, others were before him and others were after him still, you know, up to this day, but we are talking about in my time. That man inspired me still like almost like a father. And you see the idea of work and integrity, they look like them take it serious. Them live up to it. And in our time it meant something to us and it still do, you know what I mean? And as you noticed earlier we say, you know, integrity in a supermarket. So we learn from early to work. It wasn't a religious institution, but because we grew up in the church, and by church influence, faith without works dead. Faith and works go together. And this is something I was saying to someone today, that me marry faith with works, and it worked for I and I,
Definitely. Well, yes, sir. When I make the time run too fast, and I want let the people know that you're about to launch a new album, and that is one of the reasons why you're on here. But the fact that you connect so much, big name, man, you're reach out, connect with the tell people, I the Kamoze, Beres Hammond, tell the people what.
Yeah, my brother, again, we still have to give thanks to the Most High, and to the musicians and the producers and the engineers and the writers and the media people, including Together We Rise, Building Our Nation, and all the media fraternity and entities around the world, as well as VP Records through their VPAL digital distribution company, and to the company that will be putting out the vinyl in the new year, and the CD and the merchandising, and our publicists and PR team and all the supporters. Really, it's an epic work that it harmonizes with a certain peculiar time in the history and in the circumstances surrounding our music, and in terms of the ascendancy of poetry globally and in Jamaica as well. And let me name a few as to create a context. You had Amanda Gorman, who performed at the President of the United States, President Joe Biden's inauguration, a steely show, just reading a poem off a piece of paper. Spotify, one of the penultimate streamer on the planet, they said that poetry is the new frontier. And since they made that public declaration, they have started selling books, so that show you clearly that they are heading in a certain direction. All right. What happened again is that Live Nation said they want to start live stream poetry events. That's a significant utterance. Google did a feature on Miss Lou in September for her birthday. That is huge. The Grammy included, for the first time in its 60th year history, poetry as an entity to be awarded. And in the same year, they have a category for empathy and social responsibility. That is important, because that is compatible and in harmony with poetry and what we do as socially responsible practitioners of an art form. And so that coincided now with the demise of dancehall, the abandonment of ska, the international hijack of reggae, as well as the broadcasting commissions of Jamaica's stance to the point that they banned certain music and utterances that were against the social fabric of the country. I'm not saying that the best way to go, but we understand why they had to make a drastic act like that. And so we think that it would be better for them to be more proactive and to do public education and sensitization. But be it as it may, the situation kind of get out of hand, so they made a drastic step. So here comes now 2022, and when we were already working on an album, because we felt compelled and inspired that, when we see what we did in the 90s with the Christian Soldiers and Garnet Silk and the other brethren them, and what happened subsequent and what is happening now, we figure say, and then what happened during the pandemic, and so we figure say, we have to step up to the table and put we mouth and we pocket and with energy and with talent and ability where we mouth is and where we minds are, and where we want to see the change, and we want to be the change that we want to see and the change that we aspire for. And so we started reaching out, and so we assembled a team of producers who have been working it over time, including Blackbeard from Mr. Tipsy, King Jammies included, Sly and Robbie, a virgin from Florida. His label is called Top Road Music, as well as my own company, Senyacom, and a company that operate between United States and Africa, and a brethren from London called Chris Chemis. And then now, my brethren Kamoze. Kamoze is another statesman from the Work and Integrity Camp, you know. And enough people don't know this. Eh?
Never know.
You never know that? I lie out there.
Serious.
Yeah, man. Kamoze left states in 1974. I hope him don't mind me saying this. He was called Cecil Campbell. So you could, if you look up in that year magazine, you would have seen him. He was a very good friend of Balfour Clacking, so you can ask Balfour about him up to this day. But he's a statesman, right? Lived that middle quarters, Lacovia era in those times. And so, I don't know if it's that affinity or whatever. I think we met while I was at CAS. But enough people don't know this. I name Kamoze among the 3 of my top fans. Ducky Simpson of Black Uhuru. I'm not talking about people who are talking, people who act and support. Ducky Simpson of Black Uhuru, Garnet Silk, God bless him soul, and Kamoze. There are many others. But Kamoze actually wanted to produce an album with me, and we started working on the album. Long story, but we want to chop it short. And so, behind my back, Kamoze made a guest appearance on the song, What a Sinting, and give me and say you can put it out. And I did some post-production work, and we come up with something magical where right now, my brother, me personally, I don't listen to radio much, you know, because I'm kind of always busy up and down, but me here to tear down all in Ghana, Gambia, South Africa, Australia, in America, Canada, Jamaica, the Caribbean. People just love it. Sometimes I wonder if they know what me I say. Because, I mean, you know, so we come from deep rural and we come from St. Elizabeth. So when we are chat the patois and a normal patois, because when we are say what a piece of catering, some people don't know what they mean and what a grinding. What does it? And the people, them, well, I never know. Maybe they might have the urban dictionary ahead, I don't know. But they just love it. And them favorite track for the album so far. Obviously, it almost compete with the Lovers Rock King, Beres Hammond. Again, too, enough people don't know that Beres Hammond is a lover of poetry. That's all enough people don't know. And most of the very best musicians and writers and lyricists are in themselves poetry lovers, including Bob Marley, who helped Benjamin Zephaniah, including Jimmy Cliff, who helped Mutabaruka, including Black Uhuru, that helped Yasus Afari, including many others. I mean, we can call many other names. And so, Kamoze started out as a poet. Enough people don't know that. Papa San started out as a poet. A lot of people don't know that. Lieutenant Stitch started out as a poet. Enough people don't know that. So it was not absolutely difficult, and these people see I and I effort over time. These people are people we go to them home, we go to them studio, we meet, we talk, and I mean, they know the things we talk about, and they know what we try to do, and they know, you know, when we go in the studio what we try to do, and so, you know, it wasn't really difficult because a lot of these people support and admire what we are doing. At different levels, and they know that we love and admire and support what they are doing as well at different levels. So it happened organically, as I told you about the Kamoze part. The Beres Hammond guy, up to today, he had a feature in the Jamaican Star around the same subject of being able to get Beres Hammond on the album and being able to get Kamoze and the other top class musicians and producers and engineers and studios, and to have VPAL distributing the project and really being supportive. So what happened with the Beres situation now is that Blackbeard is a man who love my thing, and we have been working for a while, and him say him love me intellect, him like how me think and how me put words together and so, and him like how me keep my thing clean, you know, we don't look friend now, we don't look enemy, and we don't really I violate the thing, so we keep it integrity while it's edutaining and entertaining at the same time. So him say, boy, he would have liked to hear me and Beres together. Obviously, I wouldn't miss that opportunity because Beres is a genius and a maestro. Both as a lyricist and a musician, and the man they study the thing, and the man they study psychology. The man they know timing. It's a whole range of things, and then he's a man who reason with enough, and a man will say, me inspire him. Can you imagine? Beres Hammond tell me to my face. You know what I say? One time Beres Hammond tell me, say, every time you hear him going on deep reason, he write at least 2 or 3 songs. So, and one time we were actually planning to keep a poetry show at Harmony House. So these people love poetry, and if you notice, the man they like, you know what I mean, the man they work so long and hard in the industry, they would have still maybe like to see the youth them be themselves, but be a more responsible version of itself. You know what I mean? Because when you say a Beres Hammond take popcorn and then wing, obviously it's a soft way of influencing him and inspiring him and show him, you know, ways of going about it and exposing to his network, and obviously he'll be exposed to a younger demographic as well. So there's always a level of reciprocity in synergies and relationships. And so King Jammy's again, enough man don't know that. But check out King Jammy's production. Be depend the bada rhythm and the belly, you know. You understand what I say? So it's never difficult to get King Jammy's to do some work. King Jammy's work, Pan Mama Africa will love you. Not only in my post-production work and the Blackbeard production. You know what I say? Freddie McGregor is a man we do quite a bit of work together. We do some of the stuff as his studio as well. And then the Virgin from Mandeville, IG with Shelter recording studio, quite a bit of work. T-Lab in Florida. It's a whole range of people. My Virgin Skunga. We do some work at Skunga as well. And there's a young youth who is almost self-taught, but that youth is a genius. And I tell him that shortly after meeting him. I see it on him. I give him some guidance and encouragement, and I support him too in tangible ways. Just like him support me in tangible ways as well. So it's a real labor of love, my brother, and coming together takes a village to raise a child. I am because we are so that I can be. You know what I mean? So the individual is connected to the whole, and the whole is connected to the individual. And this album epitomizes that concept. And so it's really very special. And then in this time it coming out now, I don't know if you saw the thing online today, where Jam Down version from a radio station in a radio program with a virgin called Mama Tree, with a sister called Mama Trees and a virgin called General Justice. They put out a public statement today, paralleling my work and my album with what Garnet did in the 90s. Without knowing that I was a major part of that influence. I was a chief architect for that. So in a sense, it's like a second coming of that kind of effort. And if you see the experience that we had on stage the other day with Winford Williams and Lisa Hype, I mean, that was something else. Asking me to teach her. And me take it as a joke and a laugh, like, me I dismiss it, I think, you know, she says, I make fun of me. And she hold me 2 hands and say, Yasus, me serious. So you see, the way me see it still, you know, my brother, we're not really judgmental, although we are some serious youth, you know. And people reach out to him, man, no matter who you be, man. We did it for you, man, because even the Bible tells us, seek and it shall find, ask and it shall be given. And we want our music to be able to be accessed by children, by the old, by black and white and Chinese and in between. We want our music to be played in the party and in the club and in the dance hall and in the church and in the whole house. Because a oneness we say, you know. And we want our music to empower the people. And the people who need empowerment are the people who are disenfranchised. The people who need the upliftment are the people who are down. You know what I say? So we craft an album. And we craft music and words and music that can make you full joy yourself, man, and smile and laugh too. But it make you think, and it left you wealthier and richer than before you came in contact with our music. And this has been the experience even working in the studio, even mixing, mastering, the art design. You want me to tell you one of my consultant and art director? Neville Garrick of Bob Marley fame. So as they would have said, thing turn up and normal nothing. And then the illustrator, co-designer is Ron Stevenson, who has been working on my products now for about a decade. Poetry in Motion, our Flip Mode magazines and other magazines, and Jamaica Poetry Festival, and some other stuff. So it's really the best stuff, the best and teamwork and effort all around, my brother. And we feel good still because people support I because them see the intention and them see the effort and the consistency, and we try to maintain with integrity. We not in no mixed down business and no foolishness. If we can't do better, if we buck it, we straighten up ourselves and learn from the experience and be better the next time around.
Well, definitely, the quality of this album to be superior. And I'm just going back to all of your previous production. If anyone have missed, as I said, Jamaica Poetry Festival, what you were able to do within the pandemic, because the pandemic looked like the hard and most people across the world. But it seems like during that period is where you put in the most work.
I'm going to tell you something, my family. You read that right, because some of my brethren them say, Yasus, 1 year now I'm going to kill your brethren. Let's chill, man, and wait out this thing, man. And me I say, that do not pray. No retreat, no surrender. And you know, say, me going to myself. I'm a whole mates. And I just come out of that and say, all right, watch me and them now. It was our 10th anniversary in 2020, August 2020. And within 2 hours, we link up my network and we were able to present poets from 10 different countries: Iran, South Korea, Botswana, Netherlands, Canada, America, Trinidad, Barbados, Jamaica, and England. That has never happened. Listen, that has never happened in Jamaica or in the world of poetry globally. And we streamed live from TVJ Studio, the RGR Gleaner Communication Group, the biggest media entity in the Caribbean. That has never happened in the history of television in Jamaica. Our event was streamed and broadcast live on live TV. And I was hosting an event for the first time. So I was the first time I host on TV, the first time I host. And I can tell you this. I was made an offer by the group before me take off the mic off of me.
Anyway,
no, hold on, no, look at, hold on. I chew me no want to go bathroom and wash out my mouth and brush my teeth down before me talk about milk. But anyhow, you what now, my brother? Don't get me started now, because all the morning we are talking. I'm going to chop it up now. You see Mick now? I mean, he's a youth who love your children and your family and things. Mick is a youth who make you feel honored to call her your daughter. Make you feel honored for her to call her father. Super talented. As a matter of fact, I have news for you. She go to one of the best schools in Jamaica. She's now on honor roll. Top of the 90s average. Prefect. And at home, she's disciplined, considerate, she has empathy. She's just such a she teaches herself to play the guitar, she rap, she sing, she write, she dance, she swim, she do gymnastics, she do ballet, she do robotics. Well, I don't know if it's about she, but anyhow, so one at a time now, I write a song named Plain and Simple. I'm share it with her. It's hard to explain, you know. especially with limited time, but me coming like she's an ancient soul, and me intuitively give me the hook without physically and literally giving me the hook. I have to explain. And just to prove it to me forget the hook. And I say, Mick, and Mick remind me of the hook. So I say, Mick, you know, say, you write the hook. She said, but that is you write it. Me say, no, you maybe never take me and I write it, but you put the inspiration in me to the, I'm sure, so you remember when we were at the decks and talking and da. She said, oh, already I see what you're saying. So the link with me and you there, you know, normal. It beyond normal, bro. And even people who know Rona and I see and I, even from a distance and close, it's evident. And so we recorded that song together. So we might be one of the few, I don't know if it's the only one of the few male, female and father-daughter duet. Rare, not just in Jamaican music, but in world music, especially in this day and age. And at such a young age as her, she recorded that song when she was between 8 and 9. She's now 10. And listen, I mean, we can call names. The first time she go to the studio, you know, ask me Virgin IG. The first time she go to the studio. Because plain and simple, it's not the first song we did, you know, it's the first song we released. I mean, I was very busy, and especially me and she did a role them time, so, you know, she come with a certain amount of responsibility as well. And so when we go to the studio, me never get my part right. This is the first time around. And me correct me and stop me and guide me. And when Mick time come, Mick do a one take. That the studio said, I'm scared my youth. Now the first time she come to the studio, I say, yeah. But most big people come to the studio and nervous and turn fool. Alright, this is when we go to Skunga studio. And when fear time come to do fear thing in a plain and simple, you can see the Skunga watch still, you know, because I know say she new to the thing, and you see when him put on the rhythm and me come in right on timing, me see Skunga turn on and look for me. And when him stop him, I say, so Anna, are them kind of training you ever under? Me say, between me and Skunga, me not say, me not give her some training, you know. But me can't take credit for that one, yeah. Because when me a test her on the rhythm, and me see she come in right on time, me I say, so you got body music in her.
Yeah.
You understand what I say to you?
Yeah.
Because remember, we go studio, me never want to call nobody name, we go studio with people who are world-class musicians, you know, and singer, you know.
Man get straight right.
Them man, you have a man who take one whole day for write for voice all a verse, man, and 2 verse, man. And you know, say a young youth we kind of grow. My youth and a street youth, you know. My youth grow sheltered and disciplined. And so studio can be intimidating. But me, so, alright, can I tell you this? When we were voicing Golden Spoon Maroon, because in the studio, you know, and your call name now, you have a sister from Canada. She a Barham. She related to the Barham in the South St. Elizabeth. Marcia Bedrock Barham and a daughter called Zionites. Skunga was in the studio. And me I show you say, when me call, I start give ideas and suggestions. After that, nobody now be me no mind. They must say, Mick, how this sound? Mick, what you say? and look at anything where she say I hit right. Listen, they'll call this virgin name. Jakemis from Top Road Music. He's a producer for Golden Spoon Maroon. Me come in my room one morning and say, Daddy, is this mix of Golden Spoon Maroon you must put out? He said, but me can't be the producer. I don't know if that the producer put out. She said, call the producer. And me call the producer and give her the mic and give her the phone, and she tell him, say, this is the one they must put out. And the virgin laugh and say, Mick, that one they may have put out because hit me like, you know. I think I'm the right one to put out. And I say, okay, Daddy. And me give her a high five and So, yo, my brother, as me say, me happy and proud for call her daughter. And me happy and proud for she call me father. I mean, just hope she equally happy and proud. As a matter of fact, she said it still. She happy and proud to call me father. She say, she say, you're a very good father and a very good son.
Yeah. Me born in other years.
Eh?
That's the word. For long years.
Well, all right. One time, I won't go into the detail, but one time, me and she have a conversation, and our mother said, Yasus, I mean, you're telling your daughter that you're being disobedient and you're sorry? She's a daughter. I say, so? But she's only 8-year-old. I say, yes, but she could easily be 8,000-year-old. So the way me did my youth, I don't really bully my youth, I take her for granted, Me tell my youth, Mikaya, sorry, me apologize, man, me disobey you. Me and she make an agreement, and she say, Daddy, don't do that. And I say, all right, Nick. But me override her, because I'm the executive still, we don't get it twisted. So me had reasons, to think on my feet and override her. So me call her and said, me disobey you. Me sorry still, but this is the reason. So me take me executive privilege. And she said, okay, Daddy. You know what I mean? So if we have, even though me honored and humbled and empowered, if we have a man like the Lovers Rock King, the maestro, the genius, the one and only Beres Hammond, the hot stepper, Kamoze, who is under that genius, lyrical maestro, lyrical gangster, everything roll up in a one. And Tonahope, not to forget Tonahope, currently residing in Ghana. Don't left out me out of the mix. Right beside them, me equally honored to have Micaiah on my album. And not just a playing on the album, play at the song plain and simple, but adding value in terms of lyrics, in terms of idea, in terms of production, in terms of harmony arrangement, in terms of song selection, in terms of art direction, promotion, in terms of plain and simple challenge, which kind of open up we marketplace and we reach. Yo, bro. In terms of video direction. Yeah, man. A little child shall lead them, bro. And I got that one.
Man. I love her so much from that event. Just see how she take control. That was her first time.
Oh, family, so let me tell you something. I'm not surprised, I'm not mesmerized still, but I don't take things for granted. The kind of love what I see Mika get from around the world, sometimes I feel say, wow. You know how we got like a young youth where them to know, because my youth not too up and about much, my youth just juke jam. My youth is not necessarily, and like we try to turn our youth into artists, and we don't make things that mix it. No, we say, okay, Mick, if you say yes, we say, okay, Mick. If we want to guide her otherwise, I say otherwise, it's okay as well. But once you write, no matter what it is. And if she don't feel it, we not force her, and she feel it, we not force her against it either. And, you know what I mean, what happened with Mick now is that, some young youth were confused and don't know themselves and don't know what they want, and so Mick is a youth where know what she want, And Mick is respectful, and obedient, but Mick says, no, Daddy. And hold her ground too. And question it. And follow up question it too. You know what I mean? It's not a Gladys youth, Do is a respectful and obedient youth. They're not disrespectful, but you say, no, Daddy, I don't agree, Daddy. No, Mommy, I don't agree, Mommy. This is how I see it. Let me give you one example. One time we tell our mother, say, say her father is pregnant as well, then should I give father's paternity leave? She said, Yasus, you are delusional. So, Micaiah said, no, Mommy, I agree with Daddy. She said, the tone of delusional. Mika, look at her. Mika, I say, but mommy, even though it's not the father give birth, the fact that the father is a father and responsible for the pregnancy, to that extent, he's pregnant.
Deep meds.
No, you're a medical man and you're a nurse now. What you have to say? Don't afraid to tell me that as a foolishness attack. Or me too.
See that deep meds, man. You see it.
Alright, the other day she said, Daddy, so is God make everything? So who make God? And then we did a youth vibrate. She will help me and say, Daddy, yeah. So you see a youth like that, you have to just go and support them and strengthen them in what they want to do and love them and make them feel valued and be dear for them, you know. And you, boy, me hope me give her strength, but me know she give me a whole heap of strength. Young youth like that, and a friendship bond, pure strength she give me.
Right, yes, I know we have a few people at night is free Thanksgiving on this side, US. But if anyone is on, you just want to ask Yasus, you can always type anything you want to see, there, and it will be reflected right on live stream. You know, but Yasus, I want to give the people a breakdown. You have Senior Entertainment, and you have Golden Spoon Maroon. You know. Give us a rundown how the Golden Spoon Maroon come about and the whole Senior Entertainment, because I see that you're able to do your own virtual thing to your platform.
Right, here you go now, my brother. Sometimes I talk too much, you know, I chop it up now. What happened is that I wrote the first 8 lines of Golden Spoon Maroon when I was at college at Cast in the 80s. And when we write the first 8 lines in the book, and a vibe said to me, when the time is right. I remember about 7 years ago, I take up the piece of paper in a grey folder. And I said, Jano, I wonder when that time I go right, man. Last year, Top Road Music asked me to support a project where I do. And him send the rhythm, come give me. But me kind of busy. I look at Poetry in Motion 2020, Jamaica Poetry Festival 2021. So I never listen to the rhythm. And one night I work on a vibe, so to me say, yo man, music I deal with, you know. They stop where I do, man, and listen to the rhythm. And they stop where I do and listen to the rhythm. And about 90 seconds into the rhythm, I never have to look up back for the piece of paper. The 8 lines just come back to me. And the rest of the poem, song, just come to me like somebody take up a piece of paper and give me and say, see the rest of the lyrics there. And my voice it the Tuesday after Jamaica Poetry Festival 2021. And the rest is history. It's a top 10 song, you know. It went to top 10 on the Reggae Foundation chart in New York. It played all around the world, and it's like, no, it's fresh, like say, it just recorded yesterday. Although last year it recorded. So that was how that came about. And really it came about because we want to support the indigenous peoples of Jamaica, of which the Maroons are one. But there are the other indigenous peoples of our planet Earth, the Kingdom of Hawaii, the Aboriginal in Australia, the Maoris in New Zealand, the Celtic people of continental Europe, the people of the Amazon, the continental African people, the ancient people, the Taínos, the Rastafari of Jamaica, the Kumina people, who want to strengthen the First Nation, indigenous peoples of our planet. And so we use the Maroons as a reference point for that. And so it is an empowerment for the First Nation and indigenous sovereign peoples of our planet. Seniacom really is the act of bringing the God consciousness to the world. And so we use the arts as a vehicle for spirituality, social consciousness, social values, for economical strength, for not just entertainment, but for edutainment and upliftment and empowerment. So we found that as a business vehicle to carry out our responsibility of event promotion, production, publishing, and other things, you know.
Alright, yes, sir. Next few minutes, we'll give you the platform to really let them know. And the release date you already mentioned, but probably somebody come on late. The release date of this album, you know, where them can find the album, why them forget that one.
Alright, hear this now, my family. The album is called Golden Spoon Maroon. We had 3 teaser singles released this month. Plain and Simple featuring my lovely, talented daughter Mick was out on the 4th of November. What a Sinting featuring the hot stepper and Kamoze was teased on the 11th of November. Mama Africa We Love You with the Lovers Rock King, musical genius and maestro Beres Hammond, was released on the 19th, that's last Friday. And the Golden Spoon Maroon album, which is my 9th studio album, shall be released on Friday, the 25th of November. That is this Friday coming, day after tomorrow. It's been made available, and we have all the VPs through VPAL. It's coming out on VPAL. That's the digital distribution of VP Records, so that's VPAL Music. It's being released on every single digital platform that you can name. You name them. Anyone, your favorite one or whatever. You name them. Every single digital platform as of midnight. You know? So right after 1 minute after the hour on the 25th, you can go on any platform. So if you're having any issues, you can go on VPAL site, but you can go on any digital platform. We have the links ready to unleash and everything put together. We're servicing the media houses, radio, TV, press, social media, critics, poetry lovers, everyone, you know. So the digital singles which I spoke about earlier, Plain and Simple, as well as What a Sinting featuring Kamoze, as well as Mama Africa We Love You featuring Beres Hammond, they are always available. So if you want to go taste them and say, let me see if you might run up the mouth or them things that make sense. And once people have been hearing them, wow, it's a breath of fresh air. This is different. This should be nominated for the Poetry Grammy and the Reggae Grammy for 2023. That means to say them put me in the runnings for Grammy 2024 February. And so that's again is an honor, and people are reaching out to support us. People who even didn't get the album are still supporting us. The media house, them, the radio people, them, the producers, the people who never involved in the product, people who know see for years, people who whatever, they step up and come on and really support, give ideas, share the thing, and we're really happy. And so why people forget it? Or why people need to own this album? Because you will be impoverished if you don't. This album comes at a point in time when the music is in a dilemma. We come with inspiration, philosophy, spirituality, upliftment, clean, intelligent fun, clean, intelligent lyrics, clean, intelligent music to heal and uplift and inspire and empower and educate and entertain and educate the people. So you don't want to buy this album if you don't want those things. But if you want those things, you must get this album. Because you'll be a better person for getting it. You'll be a better person for giving your children. You'll be a better person for sharing it and giving it as a gift to someone. To introduce it to someone, to introduce it to your audience, to introduce it to your students, to introduce it to your listeners, to introduce it to your supporters, to introduce it to your co-workers, to introduce it to the people in your church, to introduce it to the people who are working at your whorehouse. Because we are telling you how music can play in a church, in your kitchen, in your bedroom, in your living room, in your dining room, at your workplace, at your conference room, on the corner, in the coke shop, and in the whorehouse.
Plain and simple.
Plain and simple. We not support or fight any of them things there, no, but we just say, people are people, and we are rich people anywhere you're there. And we feel say something in that music can take you to where you need to be, and where you want to be, and where you desire to be.
With that said, Yasus, we know you're a man. Once one event done, the other one already started already. So, your two pet and your two baby event, Poetry in Motion and Jamaica Poetry Festival. Just give us a rundown on the next one.
Well, give thanks, my brother. The 20th annual staging of Poetry in Motion shall be on Sunday, February 26th, 2023 at Manchester Golf Club in Mandeville on Brumela Road. This event is being held at the oldest golf club in the Western Hemisphere, which was established in 1865. Poetry in Motion has now become the most successful, longest running annual poetry festival in the history of Jamaica and the Caribbean. And so this 20th annual staging is a historic, unprecedented, unmatched, unparalleled poetry event. We confirm all the artists already. We're bringing in 3 international acts. We're bringing in dancers, fashion, comedians, poets, singers. Because you know that we promote not just poetry, but poetry, the tree of life, and the entire tree of the creative and performing arts. We bring in authors. We have the most people we're going to present this year, because we are going to give the people bonus and brata. We have a synergy with the municipality of Manchester. I can't get into that now. But when the announcement is being made, it's a jaw-dropping announcement we have lined up for early next year. And so that is an event that people start buying clothes already. People start order tickets already. So if people want to be in that event, they better get their ticket early, because we don't design the ticket yet, and people are ordering ticket already. So that will tell you something. And so this year we're supporting 3 charities. The Manchester Infirmary, which is consistent with us supporting the elderly, based on the creed that we alluded to earlier. So the elderly must be looked after. And we're supporting the Hanbury Home for Children. Again, the children must be looked after. We're supporting the Friends in Need, because the people who are naked must be clothed. So these people clothe the so-called mad people on the street, the homeless, the AIDS victim, people who suffer from abuse, be it domestic or any other abuse. And so we have been supporting them for the past 7 to 8 years. And so we have 3 charities. We'll be having a dinner. We have a Reasoning Temple. We have the African Bazaar. We have a Red Carpet Affair. We have community awards and outreach. Holy Passion. So it's Sunday, February 26, 2023. We start at 10 a.m. in the morning. Showtime is 6 p.m. at the Manchester Golf Club. So you're right. We're designing. We're working on the flyer. We're working on the tickets. We're working on the magazine. We get that out by the end of this month, early December. We're negotiating and talking with sponsors and setting up a media team, a promotional team, and so on. And so that is something significant. But what happened now is that we were approached by an international producer, a team of producers led by a particular producer who is responsible for Snow's Informer. You know, that song that was remixed with Toro Fabulous and Nadine Sutherland by a Canadian virgin called Snow. Well, that virgin has already remixed What a Sinting into electronic dance music. Brother.
When it dropped.
We didn't want to say that much more, no, but you see, some people, they had a meeting in Manhattan the other day, and when they dropped the thing in the meeting, man. I want to tell you what they say. And then now, they had a meeting in Toronto. And the 2 people, they've never discussed what them say in each meeting, and the 2 set of people said the same thing. So it's like a magic. We don't know what to say, but this brace on yourself for that one early in the new year. And we have another production house that wants to do a remix of the Beres Hammond. So even them say the thing turn up to the book. When we not think this a can book, the sky is not even the limit, but the thing turn up. And I wouldn't even like tell you what them plan for them. I keep that one there secret with the Beres Spoon, but
we have a follow.
yeah, and so why my brother, yo youth, me give thanks yeah man for the strength where I give I and I on the birthday for the reason as we normally do and share thoughts and get the opportunity to share with the people, both here live and together we rise building our nation platform on Facebook and the YouTube page and on your personal page and on my pages, Jamaica TV radio page. We have a TV page in the Art of Life magazine. More I don't know if you know them thing there, you know. If you look on we digital magazine for Jamaica.
I love it. Yes, I love it. I was flipping through it today and I picked so nice on the screen. Your phone.
Yeah.
Look good.
You understand? And if you I hope you don't miss the TV page, you know. You go on the TV page, you click on any icon and you get video and all them things there.
It's bad man. I say bad.
And then now, we want to give thanks to RFM and the other music house them in Jamaica who play the tune. When we go in the street yesterday, people say, yo bro, your album body man, wicked man, you know, say such Jamaican talk. And then people say, yo, this is a combination with Kamoze. Boy, they had them chemistry man. And the man I say, yo, Beres Hammond, oh yeah, Beres Hammond by your song. All kind of thing are going. So plain and simple, you know, say them don't know the thing about family thing that and the one with Tonahope now, them not hear much of the one there yet. And certain other thing, cause the people them just get a little tears and feel like the album now, but hear this now. First I got talk this publicly, you know. The album now, it's not that complicated, you know. You know when something other people knows, alright, when me a little boy, me used to wear Marina. And one day me I say, Mama, you see me Marina? She said, only that, you know, she said, I want the Marina. Me used to wear glasses when me go school, you know. One time he said, Mama, where my glasses there? Mama said, boy, let's say I want the glasses. So you understand what I say? When something that you know and you don't see it. So when me do with this album now, you know, it's exactly that. Me marry the familia with the unfamiliar. Me merge dub with reggae and poetry. And me come with something with fresh by virtue of no one that do that maybe ever or for the longest while. And it underneath, everyone knows there's a beg you to taste it. And they refuse. And me say, another one, well watch me. That me do. So make sure it's on the tune in the 25th. No make nobody tell you no. I don't know if I tell people. The 25th or something going on normal or something going different. Is that alright? Right now you see, you read the article in the start today.
Yeah, man. You have so much article written about you and what you have done in the past couple of years. That guess what? A man better buy the reading glass.
Wait, hold on now. The people them say this album is the game changer. Some other people say it is the genre defying and genre defining and redefining. The people them say right now them not find the category if you put me in. Some people say, boy, you're so say, I don't know dub poet, you're a DJ. Some say you're a dub J. Some say you're a reggae poet. Some say you're a dub poet. Some say you're a chanter. Some say, boy, I didn't come up with your title yet. We don't mind. You know what I mean? We want to do something different. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
so this album
it's 35. We over the boundary.
I want to share my brother. The interview them are coming from people. I'm not calling names still, but there's a magazine. I think between last year and this year, I said, you know somebody like that feature in the magazine. Huh? Boom. The last time we did an interview with on stage with Ford Williams was 2016. I not talk about the thing where I do with Buju Banton, because I book up on me. And I keep my talk go viral. But the last time I doing an institute interview with him is 2016, and when the man showed me, the man gave me 5 minutes to talk about Jamaica Poetry Festival. We're gone 4 months ago. The man gave me 5 minutes to talk about my album. We're not going to be available until the 25th, and that interview was on the 2nd of November the 9th. So over 3 weeks time. The man made me talk about Poetry in Motion for 5 minutes, and Poetry in Motion won't be until 4 months time. That is not normal in media. For a prime time entertainment show. So it showed that the man, some ask Winford, so Winford, what one? You say, yes, so see where the music is at right now. You do it already with the Christian soldiers. You're one of the few man who can bring the change. So I feel honored that they invest that confidence in I and I. And so stay tuned. Together we rise, building our nation. We're Virgin A and Thomas for the Jamaica Poetry Music Symposium next year.
We'll be there.
We're already talking to the Minister of Security, the Correctional Services, forgive we Ninja Man, Vibes Cartel, Tamale Sparta, and Zebra. So you must know how hard we are going.
No need to say nothing more. What a thing.
You have no at least a hyper did already and the whole. I must them refuse. We are bringing everyone. We are going to the Minister of Security. We are telling them we already have on board the head of the Broadcasting Commission of Jamaica, Mr. Cardell Green. We have booking agents, media people, TV people, press people, international people, Chinese people, Indian people, black people, people from the garrison, people from uptown, people who are young, people who are old, people who are in between. That's what we are doing.
Why I say, let me tell you, say connectivity and how you can connect. Nobody else can do that. You as much as you talk about, doing some simple things, and that is it. I think you're just being special, brother. It's not just connecting, but the people connect with you. And they actually look at them see I and I with you.
I think you're right. I still not here because here I know of my family. You know, say still, me like, you say, when you cook, especially you cook for your wife and your children and people you love, and then anything you want to put in the pot, and you want to put the best thing in the pot, and cook it at them. Say, boy, wow, any more left? You know them way they stop.
Lick your finger.
Eh?
You lick your finger.
Finger licking, thank you. So you see, when we are doing things, my brother, we make people know what we are doing. We not just blindfold you like, oh, I can you and scam you. We are telling you, say, yo, what this we are doing. What you think? And the data we are thinking. What you think? And this me want you to do. You have any idea you don't want to do it different? At that time of day, at that time of year, and then people we want to bring involved, but this want to happen. And we reason and make it be a consensus building. You know what I mean? We don't just go chuck things on the people them, so I like say we alone have idea. We bring it to the people. And we can say this to you, the Institute of Jamaica already give me the venue free. Me have somebody who come to me and offer to sponsor car. We don't charge nobody for the event there. Free water. You know if you have no excuse. So you couldn't afford it. And we are give you all our drink and even some finger food free. So it's a gift we are giving to the people. So come let us reason. You come like the Passover or the first supper. We are bread with the people, man. You know what I mean? That means to say you can't come with the pocket broke. You still not feel let down. We don't want let me show you a little idea. We don't want nobody wear jacket and tie. We are come with our shared so-called common humanity. We not introduce no one by no title. We introduce you by your first name. And if you and no man, you can't cause no expletive, you can't disrespect no one. And you have to have an agreement, and we are going to remove you from this place that you violate. So a total honor and respect to everyone that you are going to receive. We don't want nobody to come cuss and a galang. Disagree with them, but not do this. And we don't want a whole heap of people neither. We want a critical mass to bring about a tipping point of change and transformation and renewal. You hear the message from me?
I guess out of the Ras Earthman. The man said the poetry, the new frontier.
Yes. Oh, right, Ras Earthman. Yeah, Ras Earthman, look at the man. Hunger Earthman could have talked like that, you know. Poetry is a new frontier, bro. Make them know, no? The poetry of life, bro. You understand what I say? So the man I say, go on ISOS, you know, so I saw Garnet and Youth and Green call me, and enough people love the name there, so I see thing Earthman I use. ISOS, the man I say, I'm here lead the way forward. Well, we can't run from it, you know, because the voice of the people and the voice of Jah, and especially the voice of the Earthman. One Earthman to another Earthman, can't go around it.
Blessed
So give thanks, family. Yeah, man.
So as I say, guys, just look out for the album as Yasus said, the 25th, 1 second after midnight.
Yeah, man. So, right on the dot, man. You can't get the thing, man. Because we think prepare. We're not last minute people, no. Me never remember the whole of the name, but people know the digital platform. Anyone also, right now, some never knows that this no platform the name. So, at the first me I hear about it at the month. Because people know about the regular popular one, and them like Spotify and Apple and iTunes and Amazon and Pandora. But some breeder platform when me I hear about, me never hear about them. But the people them will know more than me. They know any one of them you can hear about. They've on it already. Just wait till that time there. Eh?
You're a big media team, you know it.
Yeah, man, the all digital platform, bro. We give thanks. Even to them, we tell VPs, they really be impressed. And I say, God bless them, man. Because I see so put in good effort. And no for people then forget, say, every song is a poem set to music. So me even give thanks as a VP, they must step up to support the poet. For heal and reset and recalibrate the thing. And you see all of the artists them, let me tell you something. You see the word artist, it means a leading light. So if you're not enlighten the people, if you're not uplift the people, if you're not inspire the people, you're an artist, but you're a con artist. That me I tell you. And that me I tell them. So we are saying, all of the con artists watching yourself come out of the business. Because we ain't no content. Because if you're a leading light and you're not leading the people into enlightenment and upliftment and empowerment, to liberate the people and make the people be better human beings, to make Jamaica continue to advance the welfare of the entire human race, you're an artist, but you're a con artist. So we know, as my Virgin Earthman said, we are using this album Golden Spoon Maroon to uplift, inspire, empower the people, to enlighten the people, to stand true to what we call ourselves as an artist, to enlighten the people and lead the people into better places, to be better human beings, men, women and children, man, woman and child. So we are honored to be a bona fide artist. And we are rebuke and chastise privately and openly all the con artists them. The people deserve better than that. We have been through great tribulation. Look what we come through for enslavement and the buck breaking farm and the bridle and whip and chain and the being reduced to chattels. And we get this gift of music we uplift ourselves and our family and our community and our nation and humanity. And you take it sick the people in a whole. So that's why it's a judgment call, you know. That's why we are gather the people and say, listen, gentlemen, who are we as human beings? Who are we, gentlemen and women and children? Who are we as human beings? Who are we as African people? Who are we as sovereign indigenous First Nation peoples? Who are we as Jamaicans? Who are we as artists and musicians that have been given this gift of music among our people who have been gifted in sports and arts and science and architecture and craft and fine arts and culinary skills and all these other skills. Are we doing enough to serve our people? Are we doing what is befitting of these noble people who have been through such great tribulation and who have survived death and the grave? Are we breathing new thoughts into the temple of the family of humanity? New thoughts into our culture? New thoughts into our social fabric? New thoughts into our children? New thoughts into our community? New thoughts into humanity? Giving hope to the people? Inspiration to the people? Love to the people? Caring and sharing to the people? If it is yes, continue doing it. If it's no, you need to switch and wheel and come again. So we want to form institutions that can allow us to deliver and to give us a platform that we can dispense with that social responsibility and we can be held to account when we deviate and violate from the consensus and the formula that we create together. So that's the idea behind the symposium, and this is also the idea behind Jamaica Poetry Festival, Poetry in Motion, the Golden Spoon Maroon Album, and everything that we do. It is the idea behind this interview, this reasoning that we are doing.
Yes, sir. So I just want to say thanks for the teaching, and if you had spent any time listening, you would have seen why I said the man is a man of words. I think he has chosen his words wisely, and some of his words have deep meaning. And then he's a man of work and integrity. You know. So I see the man in a way that if you say educated or if you say a man of certain knowledge, I say you need to say the man is a genius in his own right. The man is at another level. And we just want to say we thank Father Earth for a man like Yasus. You know, we need more people like you, Yasus. More people like this world who can spread such message of clarity. You know, you're building up people. As you say, no destroying. And if you're out there trying to destroy the youth, them, Yasus say, you have to revamp and come again. Because you're not really allowing enough. So we are looking for clean music, upliftment, and Yasus, I just say, you have caught my attention. And every single day I've learned something new from you. And you know, I always support whatever you do because I know you're doing it from your heart. And you have the people at mind in everything you do. So respect and blessing, Yasus. Keep bringing the music, the poetry, and we'll be supporting, brother.
Give thanks, my brother. And we want to take the opportunity to say, pick up the people of Rosal and of St. Elizabeth, Jamaica, St. Elizabeth Technical High School, College of Arts, Science and Technology, now known as the University of Technology, all the people in the poetry and music and creative fraternity, all the people of the planet Earth and of humanity. Rastafari, bless it and set it, honor, love and prosperity. We give thanks, my brother. Together, we what? Rise. Building our nation. Yeah, so give thanks for the work with the I do and all the best, and go and grow and go and rise, my brother, and rise the people with you, and you shall rise as the people rise. So oneness, we say.
All right. Plain and simple.
Plain and simple. Golden Spoon Maroon. What a Sinting, and together we rise in the night, yeah. May I tell you, go and get the album, you know. Go and get the album, no missy. And if next year it will come out on vinyl and CD and some other something too. And the lyrics are going to be about, yo, we not stop here, so. And it's a movement, and it's a upliftment, it's a revolution in music and poetry. So be a part of it. Don't play no ketchup and no wagonist something. You know what I mean? Coming at the thing early, we need you. All hands on board. All hands on deck. Because we have to rescue the people. And music is an instrument of this redemption and this renewal. So Rastafari bless it and set it. Together we rise up.